What's up, guys? Josh from Strength Side. Today we're going over the best stretches to fix anterior pelvic tilt. So if you haven't seen the previous video, I recommend that you watch that one first because we go over the best strengthening exercises to fix anterior pelvic tilt. In my opinion, those are a little bit more important, but the stretches that we do here today are gonna also help out a lot as well. So you got two strengthening exercises. We're gonna do two stretches here today. Put those together, that's really all you need to create a strong, stable, neutral spine and pelvis. And that's what we're going for when we're correcting anterior pelvic tilt. Let's get to the stretches. The first exercise we're gonna do is a kneeling hip flexor stretch. I'm gonna show you guys some variations that you can do on this stretch to change things up a little bit. But where we usually start is just right here, right? The knee's kind of under the hip here. My other leg is just stacked in front, and what we're trying to do is just posteriorly tilt, so tuck the hips under. Now, once you really posterior tilt here and tuck that hip under, you'll feel a stretch in the hip flexor right off the bat, right? But you have to make sure that we're getting some ab engagement, and we're not doing this, right? This is not going to get you a stretch here at all. This is, okay? So after we've kind of established this position and we're getting a little bit of stretch here, if we want to load this a little bit more, I recommend going into a standing position. Now we're just doing a standing hip flexor stretch here, right? But now we have more weight in this back leg. So now we're loading this muscle while it's being stretched, which usually creates a little bit better response, okay? So notice that I'm trying to keep my back knee as straight as I can while extending at the hip here, while not overextending my spine, right? Keeping some engagement here to keep my pelvis tucked, but at the same time, trying to get as much extension there as well. Guys, a combination of those two is really gonna help stretch those hip flexors out. The last one that we can throw in there is just to make this into a quad stretch. Usually the hip flexors are the first place that you want to look, but if we put the foot up now, like so, we can now put more of the focus into the quads rather than those higher hip flexors, okay? So now, all the same principles apply. We tuck the pelvis. Now you should feel it a little bit more in the meat of the thigh here in that quad area, right? And you might find that that's an area of tightness for you. This might be a good position to spend some time in to loosen up more of these hip flexors. This next exercise is the belly lift, or just the cat position in yoga. This stretch right here feels really, really good if you've had anterior pelvic tilt for a long time. All you're gonna do is get down on hands and knees, and we're just going to flex the back. So that means that we're rounding, we're really pushing away through the ground here, and I'm tucking my hips under me, right? My belly button is driving straight up towards the ceiling or the sky or whatever's up there. And we're just gonna hold this position, right? I tuck the chin as well. This position feels really great if you've been doing something where you've been in extension a little bit. If I do maybe some heavier squats, that might make me my spine go into extension a little bit more. I can get into this belly lift position and really stretch out the spine and the pelvis in the opposite way that it's been engaging in, right? So if you have anterior pelvic tilt, you're in this position a lot of the time. So all we're doing is taking that, reversing it, and trying to establish more of the opposite range of motion. And that's it. Guys, I tried to keep it short and sweet because, really you don't need a bunch of complex, complicated exercises. All you need is a couple, and you need to work at them, do them a lot, and get better at them, and that will make the positive changes in your body that you want to see. If you haven't already, check out our exclusive package on fixing anterior pelvic tilt. You get 3 videos on questions like how long does it take to fix your anterior pelvic tilt. All right, that's the video. Join the Strength Side. I'll see you in the next one.